Dastur the Church of Artemis so we can personally take on lesson 5. Apparently, things have been misconstrued about how we are as a church. I know we use the term traditional Ahrimanism, but let's get into the development of what Ahriman is versus what the Christ is versus what the Satan Lucifer is. I want to make this clear. It's really quite a simple spectrum. It's a friggin' scale, okay? You have 3 ends of the scale. You have the pivoting point. Your pivoting point is the Christ, the ideal man, what people are supposed to be striving to, the good guy. Man, no, okay? That's what the Christ is. That's what the problem is. This thing has been dead for centuries. This thing has been gone. People are praying to nothing. Then on the right hand of the Christ, you have the Satan Lucifer concept. Let me repeat that again. On the right hand of Christ, you have the Satan Lucifer concept. Meaning, anything that has to do with the duality, dealing with the concepts of Jesus, Satan, Shaitan, and on and on and on. Okay? This is your Luciferian aspect. These are your Luciferian powers that are roaming around this earth trying to entrample and encramp upon what Father Ahriman is doing as an antithesis, not only to the Christ, but to the Lucifer Satan as well. Both are the enemy of Ahriman. People don't understand. When you get into the concept of faith, you get into the concept of the heavens and the hells, and everything's on the spiritual level that is trying to throw off some intrigue, throw off some fantasy into a realm that is beyond your human understanding. That is when you're dealing with the Luciferic elements of religious and spiritual practice. Now yes, you need that element in your religious practice, but it cannot consume your life. The problem with the Luciferian aspect is that you're living in a fantasy world, doing fantastical things that may or may not affect reality through prayer, through ritual, through however you're doing it, however you're making that approach. Folks, you've got to get out of that. That's what I mean by you basement-dwelling Satanists. That's what we're dealing with, folks. You got to get the fuck off your ass. You got to get out of the basement. You got to get into the real world and leave this uber fantasy crap behind. That's what the Luciferian aspect is. That is the enemy of Ahriman. Let me break it down to you. Ahriman is here in the physical world. We operate in the physical world. It is physical. Though we understand the metaphysical and we use the metaphysical to change the physical, but we understand that in order to get a metaphysical reaction, it has to start in the physical. In the physical. This is where we begin. Here in the physical. The whole concept of the devil being the adversary, being the rebel, being against the Christ, and this modern concept that has been incubated by the Satanists, the Luciferians, all that garbage. It's just been incubated, which is nothing more than a reverse form of Christianity, which is still the Luciferian powers running this world. The Luciferian powers have been running this world for almost 4,000 years at this point. It is time for the dominance of the physical world to take back over. People want to know, well, what is the difference? What's going on? Actual, physical, scientific fact, education. These are of Ahriman. Logical thought, logical progression, creating things in the real world. That's Ahriman. That is the aspect of Ahriman. Yes, Ahriman is an adversary to the Christ, but he's also an adversary to the Luciferic powers. You must understand this. So when you have the Ahrimanic way, just based in reality, making moves in reality, making claim to reality, doing things in reality, you will have your change. You will have your change. The problem is The Luciferic powers have everybody so damn scared that they're going to be combated and destroyed by the other Luciferic powers that they're hiding themselves and calling themselves the Christ. Man, I don't really care. The biggest bunch of baggage mothers that I've seen that really exemplify the Luciferian powers are the Baptists and the folks that call themselves Luciferians. They are the worst. Want to come at you with, I have this fanciful thing, I have this fantasy thing, then I'm going to twirl this thing around, I'm going to do that thing, and I'm going to talk for 3 hours and a half and make one ritual a whole night. Come on, guys. Real rituals shouldn't last no more than 30, 45 minutes. You should be done. You want to change physical reality, you bring that reality right here onto this altar. You bring it right here onto this altar. You want to change your reality, you bring an item of reality onto this altar, you present it to the gods, you tell them what you want done, and you let it happen. You forget about it, you just let it go. You allow the gods or the demons to do the job you directed them to do. What a lot of people don't understand is when I say my God is Ahriman, and we are a church of transformation, of taking servants to the right-hand path and turning them to God to the left-hand path. It's simple, folks. Ahriman is not above me. Ahriman is not above the human God. He's just in a different place. He is in the metaphysical. The devas, the false gods, the do's, the devs, the demons that roam on the earth, those are mine to command. Those are yours to command, to change reality. Here's the difference, folks. Ahriman is not my master. I am my master. Okay? He is on the same playing field that I'm on. So when I evoke him out of respect, not invoke, but evoke Father Ahriman out of respect, not only for myself, but for the God that I see, he becomes my friend. My friend. I'm not here to entrap a spirit. I'm not here to entrap a demon. I'm not here to entrap a God and torture them and force them into doing what I want them to do. I don't do that. I call them into my home. I say, hey, here. I offer them the proper energy that I can offer them that is considered legal. I give them that energy. I fuel them, I feed them, I ask them what I want of them. And I go forth out into the physical world and I allow them to do it. I don't hamper them, I don't worry about them, because I have befriended them. I know they will do such as asked. Everybody wants to know, why is it that the Church of Ahriman hounds on this other stuff, this what other people call themselves Satanists, Luciferians? Because, guys, the bottom line is, we're not in this fantastical realm. We're not living in this fantasy. We're not living in this ideal shit of a concept to that which is equated to the Christ, to that which is equated to the Lucifer concept. No, we can't do that, guys. If you want the change to occur, you got to propagate the change through the chain of reality first. If you need to change reality through the metaphysical, it is available to you to do as such. But you must first befriend. Let me repeat, befriend the powers that you are working with. Once you try to torture those powers, once you release them, or once they figure out a way out of your triangle or your circle, or whatever you're using to inhibit them, they will attack you. They will come back behind you and slit your throat. So why would you want to take something whose nature is evil, disgusting, the ability to do what it has to do no matter what sin it is, piss it off, torture it, and wait for it to come back and get you? That's ridiculous. Befriend the powers that you are working with. Know the powers that you are working with reside not only in the physical, but in the metaphysical. They reside in both. And they are connected with the collective consciousness of all living beings, or dead beings, or however you want to look at it. Everything, living or dead, if it has matter that is still in conjunction, still has a form of subconsciousness. The subconscious stays. It never dies. The soul, if you will, the piece of you that is part of the universe, resides in a living being. Once the being has died, it moves on in an energy field in whichever way it needs to go. Now, whoever says which way it goes, to me, and when you look at the Zoroaster prophet, he states every man must decide. Order or chaos. Which way you're going to go, order or chaos. You make that conscious decision, that puts the reflection on your soul of which way you're going to go. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the crux of it. The missing problem and the missing piece that I see throughout satanic magic, that I see throughout pagan magic, that I see just throughout magic, period, is the fact that they leave out the soul. You all claim to have read the Jewish text, the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life, and such, and going on and through. I don't even name all these texts. That there is a soul, but what you guys don't incorporate and don't understand is that there is a three-way section when you get into the Eastern philosophy: the mind, the body, and the soul. Y'all understand using the mind and the body in magic, but you forget about the soul. You know, you need to also look into the fact that each human being is a miniature encapsulation of the universe. In other words, we are nothing more than a miniature universe, all of us. Therefore, we can tap in to all the universal powers if we allow it to happen. And that tapping comes through the soul. The soul, the subconscious, the most powerful thing in the world, that is your spirit. The subconscious is your spirit. When you align your subconscious with your soul and move your body and connect the three, you become a conduit to bring about the energies of the universe through the entities that you have befriended to make the metaphysical change occur. I don't care what path you do this on. I don't care if you do it on the left-hand path. I don't care if you do it on the right-hand path. I don't care if you're wicked, pagan, Satanist, Luciferian, Ahrimanist. I don't care what kind of magic you practice. Thelma, OTO, whatever. A martial arts path, it doesn't matter to me. What you have to understand, and in order to create this concept of magic and to create these changes, you have to connect all three together. When I get into my books and I discuss, there's the human consciousness. There is the subconscious, which is connected into the collective conscience, which is everything combined, living and dead, that still has matter and is still working. This is how, this is how we're all interconnected. This is the fabric, this is the weave, if you will, into how we can make things occur. Another term for it is known as the aether, if that helps draw an understanding of what I'm talking about. When you get into the quantum physics aspects, it's the fabric. This is how everything is interconnected. And the stronger the connection you have to a target, such as blood, semen, clothing, hair, nails, teeth, and then if it's not, the target is not a living target, it's a conceptual target, then you get the symbol of the thing that represents the most, be it a crucifix, be it a goat, be it a Baphomet, whatever that heavy structural symbol is, and you want to attack that type of structure, you got to use that symbol, and you got to attack that symbol, or you got to attack that piece of that person, so that you have an interconnection within the wove, and you have a stronger, powerful connection. I talk about a fourth layer, and that's when I talk about the blessing of the deity, the energy exchange of the deity. This is where the soul comes in, guys. You have, if you want it done, you want it blessed, you want your deity, your chosen deity, mine being Ahriman, to move about and do what it is I wish to have done, I evocate him. I ask him into my home. I ask him into my heart. I ask him into my mind. My soul is connected to him. That fourth layer that is hardly ever talked about is that interconnection with the deity, where you have the energy exchange, where you have his power to command the denizens, being the Davids and the Dews, the demons, whatever term you want to use, to command them, to fuel them with the proper energy and the proper authority to get the thing done. It's real simple. But everybody wants to write these copulous volumes of books that are this fucking thick to make it that difficult for people to understand. You grab anything I write, it's not that thick. One of the reasons that it's thicker than it seems, because I use font big enough for people to read. That's a totally different subject. I won't even get into that. So the bottom line is, folks, what separates Ahrimanism from the Lucifer-Satan concept is the fact of working in reality and dealing with a reality-based thing. Because you're dealing with the scale of opposites, which has a third thing in the middle, which is the Christ concept, the ideal man concept. Then the Lucifer concept is the fantasy concept of there's all these things in the sky, there's all these things doing this, or there's all these things under the ground, and they're doing this, and it's in this fantastical thing. And you go and you get lost in this fantastical thing, and you get inspired to do these fantastical things. It's inspirational. That's their main weapon. That's the weapon of the Lucifer. It's the inspiration, the quote-unquote knowledge. That is what the Lucifer concept is. That's how it confuses everybody. The Ahrimanic concept is seduction. And it's not what I mean by a sexual, lustful seduction. The Ahriman concept will pull you in to the ideal that this is how reality should be. This is what reality is. This is how we can change that reality. You know, and through that pool, we're going to take those concepts. We're going to start with the blasphemy. The blasphemy is going to lead into the apostasy. And moving on into reality and changing reality in a form of a logical concept, of a scientific concept. The problem that I see with a lot of these left-hand path measures is they try to take what they call Satan, being the Ahriman aspect, along with the Lucifer aspect, and combine them into one aspect. They are not. They are not one aspect. They're two separate spectrums. You've got the Ahriman, you've got the Lucifer, you've got the Christ. Christ is dead. The ideal man, you can forget it. It's gone. It's been gone for a long time. Society has changed way too much. The Lucifer aspect, the incarnation of Lucifer, has already happened, guys. This guy's already come and gone. We're waiting on the incarnation of the Ahriman aspect, the Ahrimanic teacher. And that's going to become with logic. Education for the purpose of education. It's going to come with consumerism. It's going to come with war. It's going to come with an ideal that you see in this world now. You see it infecting every aspect of the world. You see it every day because it's all about money. It's all about profits. It's getting education. It's being the smartest person on the block. But the thing is that everybody in the Ahrimanic concepts is forgetting is the fact that Ahriman is a creator of chaos. He is a god with a set of nuts. And he will come in and he will destroy what has to be destroyed in order to create the thing that he wants. And that's where the seduction comes in. To seduce you, to show you the enemy at its worst, so that he will knock the enemy down and recreate how you see reality to be fit. That is, to me, the separation. You can go with the Lucifer path. It's all going to be, well, this is what we should have. This is how it should be. And wouldn't it be magical and awesome if it was this way? Whatever. Hang out in your basement. Dream of a world that could be. Or join us in a world that can be. Because our God is a God that will not fill your head with stupid, fantastical dreams that have nothing to do with nothing, but bring you into reality and show you a way of changing reality and creating it the way you see fit. Please listen to my words when I say my prayers, when I make my rituals. I do not speak in riddles. I do not speak in tongues. Please do not try to read between the lines. What I say is what I mean. Folks, I cannot impress that enough. when I write things on my website, when I say them in my ritual, when I say them on these videos, don't read into it. There's nothing to read into. I say what I mean. I am blunt, straight, and to the point. I'm not going to play games. I don't have time for it. So the bottom line is, the Church of Ahriman is quote-unquote evil by societal standards because we don't give in to this Judeo-Christian ideal of what the Christ is supposed to be. We never will. We will not bow down to that. But at the same time, the Church of Ahriman is not evil in a way that it's going to go out and hurt people. It's going to go out and rape people. We're not going to kill animals. We're not going to do bloodletting, even though there's a purpose to a bloodletting ritual. There's too many technological advances for one to even begin to think of doing a bloodletting ritual, because you can still get the bioadrenal energy that you need through certain practices and through certain pieces of technology to get that response that you need in order to get the energy out there to feed the gods that they need in order to get the thing done. So whoever comes up with this concept of the Church of Ahriman to sacrificing animals, get that shit out of your head. I don't sacrifice animals. I have no need to sacrifice animals. If you've seen my rituals, you see what's going on. You see that there's a pentagonal mirror form. You see that there's strobe lights going. You see, what you don't see is that we use a positive ion generator. And there's other effects going on in the ritual that allow the mind to become completely open to what the fact is going on. And we're getting that biomechanical energy release through all the different effects that we have. I have no need to kill an animal, to kill another human being, or anything else to get the effect I need magically when I have technology to do what I need to do. So come on, guys, get your head out of your butt for half a second, look at what I'm doing, read up on what the purpose of 5 mirrors is, what the purpose of the strobe lights is, why you would use the concept of a thunder crash in a ritual, why you would use high pulse in a ritual. Do your reading. Do your study. We are not evil in the Christian sense when it comes to the fact that we go around pillaging and raping. We don't do that shit. Don't need to. It's not necessary. It's not. You know, I have a lot of friends that are in different magical ways, and I'm sure I've agitated some. I'm sure I've vindicated others. And I'm sure I've confused a whole lot of you with this speech. And I'm going to be quite frank, I don't give a shit. That's all there is to it. I've already pissed off my friends in the traditional satanic world. Man, guys, get over it. I'm not going to promote this concept of doing these dastardly things and then hiding in a damn shadow. Ain't gonna happen. Everything I do is going to be in the light. Everything I do, I'm going to be honest with it. I'm going to come forward with it. I'm not hiding anything. I don't need to. There's too many other things going on that I got going on that I don't need to hide anything. All you got to do is ask. I'm just that simple. So what it all boils down to, and I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to make this very simple. We are different from the satanic world. We are different from the satanic community, the Luciferian concept, the Christ concept. We don't live in either realm. We live in the realm of the Ahrimanic concept, which is a reality-based concept, understanding that there is times when sin must be created to get the effective goal accomplished. Whatever that goal may be. But you must set that goal, and you must go for that goal, and it is up to your morality on how far you're going to push yourself to attain that goal. But